Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just want to tell you guys real fast about the sponsors of this podcast. First, we got the Grow Guru, my friend and podcast host. He is a growing consultant. So if you have your 329 medical card here in Hawaii and you're interested and want to grow your own medicine, you can hit him up and he can help you out and get you to the point where you can grow and consume your own safe medical cannabis. Also coming soon, the Guru's Grow Supply in beautiful Pearl City. So stay with us and follow for more on Instagram, the Grow Guru and the Guru's Grow Supply. Next, we have Pakalolo Seed Molokai. Shout out to Micah and Bongi for supplying Hawaii and the world with the finest genetics from beautiful Hawaii. You can hit them up on Instagram, Pakalolo Seed Molokai, or find their seeds on the Attitude Seed Bank and puresativa.com. And last, we got Retro Hawaii. Jerry, aka Miko Ferrari, is doing all the hard work to find you the styles that you loved back in the 80s and 90s. So you can follow him on Instagram and see what's available at Retro Hawaii. All right, that's it. Let's get into the episode. Peace. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Voices from the Planet. I am your host, Eric. Thank you again for joining me, as always, for Hawaii's #1 podcast and the only podcast that loves you. I think it's okay for me to say that this is Hawaii's #1 podcast because it's the #1 in my heart, and I'm sure all of your hearts as well. For those of you watching, thank you. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, get all this shit out of the way. I hate doing this stuff. Yeah, do all that stuff so we can fucking get into the episode. Like how I gave you a minute there. My Slurpee cup. I was craving a icy or a slushy or some sort of frozen drink. So I went to 7-Eleven to get my usual podcast energy drink. And I was all excited. I was like, oh yeah, fucking Slurpees are pretty cheap at 7-Eleven, which they were. It was like $2 something for this gigantic size. And then I saw they had a White Rabbit flavor, and I got super fucking excited because I love White Rabbit candies. So I got it, and I probably should like put a little in and tested it first. But I was like, fuck yeah, I'm committing White Rabbit all the way. Fill that motherfucker up. Excuse me, burped. And it tasted like fucking shit. Excuse me. It was not as good as I thought it was going to be, but I bought it, and like I said, fucking commit. So I finished it, that gigantic thing, and all that sugar is coursing through my veins right now as we speak. So we'll see how this goes, how fast this episode actually ends. I want to tell you guys again to follow, and if you're interested in starting your own podcast or recording your own podcast, hit me up. We'll be opening up a podcast studio in the near future for civilians like yourselves who are interested in doing a podcast, who have all the equipment you need. We'll record it for you. Who's that? Oh, can't see. There's a light in my face. Hello? What's up, dude? Perfect timing. No? Do you want to smoke? Do you have a baby with you? Okay, I'm recording now. But it's right there. Hi, baby. You remember me? But what was I just saying? Oh, about the podcast studio. I'm telling all the people that eventually we're gonna have a podcast studio and have state-of-the-art technology that you see here, and video and audio equipment for your podcasting pleasure. And if you're a band and you want to record an album, I know a legit audio engineer. So if you want to use a space for that, you can also do that. So follow Voices from the Planet and we'll keep you posted. Are you hanging out for a little bit? Nah, I think he's making dinner. I don't think he'll appreciate you saying his food smells like Vienna sausage. Nah, I don't think it's Wagyu, but it's better than Vienna sausage. For sure. For sure. Cool. Well, thanks for joining. Got Turtle Doves here, off camera, off mic. Probably. You're going to stay off mic? Or do you want to jump on? Yeah, it sounds louder than you talk normally on the podcast. But I was talking about the Slurpee that I got. That wasn't good. Don't get the White Rabbit Slurpee, by the way. It's not good. The ice cream is actually way better. Yes, the White Rabbit bars. Oh, another special guest joining us off camera, off mic. The Grow Guru is here. I was just telling him don't buy the White Rabbit Slurpee from 7-Eleven. It sucks. But the ice cream is solid. The Malona bar one? No, that's I think the problem because fucking the White Rabbit ice cream is made by the same people who make White Rabbit candy. White Rabbit slushy is 7-Eleven's own weird concoction. It tasted more coconutty than anything. Probably they just throw the White Rabbit logo on their pina colada mix and just call it a day. Nah, it wasn't even really the White Rabbit logo. It might not even have been called White Rabbit. It might have been called like Rabbit White or something. White Bunny. It's a white rabbito. No, but yeah, so it wasn't good. But I was craving a slushie, so I just fucking powered through. Because that's what we do. When you commit to a not good decision, you just gotta fucking keep going. And I appreciate you guys having side conversations while I'm doing my podcast. Right. Oh yeah, do you have any idea what's going on? My mother-in-law and kids are stuck in Waipahu Gentry. Yeah, they went to Outback Steakhouse and now they're stuck there, but they're just hanging out. Poor thing, right? Oh my god, so fucking.
It's crazy. There's like accidents happening because of the accident.
Yeah, because people start taking the side streets to get out of the traffic, and they do it belligerently and in a rush, and they end up causing more wrecks. Now everything is fucked. Because coming here was fucking a task in itself. There was a lot of traffic that I wasn't really expecting. But then, you know what's a funny story? I fucking passed Turtle Doves on the freeway by Red Hill. He didn't even notice me, and I was honking and like waving, and he just was like focused. I don't know, your windows was all up, but you didn't notice me. I was trying to like keep pace with you, but I was in the fucking fast lane, so I was like, I cannot with this fucker, so I just drove off. And I thought, oh, maybe he'll look ahead, but just slightly left and see the sticker on my van and be like, hey, that's Eric. And then we'll catch up again and we'll be friends on the freeway. But that didn't fucking happen. I was all lonely. And then I got stuck in traffic. Huh? Just fucking bump him a little bit. I mean, it was going slow enough. I wouldn't have damaged shit. What? Yeah, I talked about it already. I talked about them already. Yeah, so if you hate town and you want to get out of town, come to beautiful Pearl City and fucking record your podcast, and you can talk about how shitty the traffic was getting here. Or if you live out this side, Pearl City and westward or northward, come hit up the studio. We got to think of a name for it. The podcast studio. Nah, it's going to be like fucking something completely divergent from that. At one point, I was thinking of starting a podcast network. At one point, I was thinking of starting a podcast network called Come Together Network. Yeah. It's like circle jerk reference, but holding hands.
But not hands, it's offset towards like 2 days.
No, but it's like they're holding hands, sitting in a circle with their feet spread eagle, all touching together. So it kind of looks like sacred geometry, the way the arms and the legs go, but...
You gotta have the hands intersecting into the next figure.
But in a circle jerk, you don't jerk off the guy next to you. You jerk yourself off, and it's a race.
Well, okay.
But in the podcasting world, it's not a race. In the But what I'm saying though, in the podcast world, it's not a race to see who comes first. We all come together. That's my point.
All right, okay.
Come together podcast net studio.
Back on the curriculum of circle jerk.
Okay. Getting into the details.
I was thinking that a circle jerk that made it extremely gay was you're jacking off the guy's neck.
I mean, everything about a circle jerk is gay. That makes it gayer, but it's still gay. Right? Yeah. I'd have to agree. I have to agree with that assessment. Jerking yourself off in a circle jerk is less gay than jerking off your friend. What if you had to stand in a tight circle and jerk off the guy across of you? So you had to look him in the eye.
In a line of fire, right?
Oh yeah, so it's the first.
So like, he's jerking you off while you're jerking him off, and there's guys intersecting your guys' jerk, right?
Here's the weird conundrum of that though. Like the first dude who comes loses, right? And then the first guy who gets cummed on wins. Oh wait, what? No. Oh shit.
No, that's
I thought.
battle. The guy doesn't want to get
But there.
on, so he's like, dude, don't fucking come on me.
But there has to be a winner in. There has to be a winner in a circle jerk, or you gotta eat it. Comes last. Well, you know what won't be a problem if everybody just comes together. Clip it. That's gonna be the commercial for the podcast studio. We did it, guys. That was easy.
And that's a wrap.
No script generated by ChatGPT needed.
Dude, I don't know. I'm glad you picked the Durban grape. Okay, so I ended up with a stick on.
Nobody can hear you.
I'm talking
I know.
well, it's quasi.
So you guys can talk. Don't mind me. I'm gonna talk to the people who are watching the podcast. I don't mean to interrupt you guys. My bad. But I want to thank Turtle Doves for his bird's eye view update of the local traffic situation happening right now in Honolulu. No, not in Honolulu. In fucking Pearl City-ish area, Mililani, Waipahu. Holy shitballs. What the fuck? I probably would take the 666. I don't know. This one just looks kind of like. This one just looks like extra. Like I don't know. My visual, like point of view. No, like just looking at it, like I would say, oh, I want that one because it's more full. But in reality, we all know a pound of feathers weighs the same as a pound of lead. Yeah, exactly. So there's no difference in the actual weight you're getting. This isn't Everyone Knows Your Hand. Nobody watching this cares. They want to hear me talk about traffic. They want to hear me talk about Slurpees. Oh, it kind of smells like No, it doesn't. I mean, it smells good, but what am I fucking smelling here? I don't know. It smells like something I've smelled before. That's always a good assessment. But I'm used to driving in traffic, so I take it as an opportunity to relax and chill out. I don't find it as stressful unless you're late somewhere. That's when traffic becomes stressful, when you're trying to get somewhere by a certain time. And 10 times out of 10, you're probably running late because it was your own fault to begin with and you should have left way earlier. I always take my morning shit. I do that. So first, my new routine of late has been drink water as soon as I wake up. Like I usually try to fill my hydro flask up before I go to bed. I have it next to me. So I try to pound that. But usually there's a lot of ice, so it's not like a full hydro flask. So I drink all of that. kind of sit around for a little bit, let my like system start moving, and then like naturally I have to just take a shit. So I go fucking take a huge shit. No, in the morning when I wake up, and then go brush my teeth and get ready and shit like that. Get everybody else ready, and then and sometimes if I'm lucky, I take another shit before I actually leave. Yeah, because you know I have a clean asshole from all the bidet, from my bidet.
Dude, so like I noticed drinking water in the mornings has been one of the.
Yep. You know where I heard that? An unlikely source is where I heard that from, and I started doing it. No, I heard it from Andrew Tate. The first thing he does, it says like pound like a gallon or whatever. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but pound choke water. Who? Andrew Tate. Yeah, that fucker is huge. He's fucking. I've been watching all his interviews, well, clips of him. Bro, he came out of prison looking like the fucking Hulk. Like, holy crap. Nah, I think he's cool. It's not like people were gonna tell. Yeah. Yeah, and they were in Romania, so it's a different, yeah.
Oh, fuck. He was overseas in prison?
Yeah, that's where they got busted. They got popped in Romania on, like, human trafficking charges or some shit. Yeah. But he's under house arrest, and he's like, I seen a clip of his brother saying, like, yeah, like, I'm in my $1 million mansion with all these things and all my cars and all my friends are here. It's like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't, like, prison. It's not like house arrest. Yeah. But, yeah. I think a lot of it is a persona and a show. Like, you know, he plays it up to on camera. But that doesn't negate the fact that he makes a lot of fucking good points. And through whatever means he's done it, he's inspired a bunch of dudes to get their lives together. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think it's exaggerated. I think he has a sense of humor. You know, he seems funny. He seems cool. He seems cool as fuck, actually. He doesn't seem like what they're portraying him to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's the problem with like the internet and the problem with fucking social media is that like they can portray you to be something you're not. But that's the thing though, if anybody who is curious to find out about it could go back and look at the hours and hours of podcasts and live streams he's done and get a better sense of who he really is, right? Get more context. Well, I think once you hit a level of success, there's always going to be people who are out to get you. And then you just have people who are like nobodies who hate you for no reason. And they just hate. You know what I mean? They make up stories. Oh, bro. Who? Him? The one above all. Where is that? Where'd you get that? It looks so fancy. Is it refillable? No, I think I saw someone with that Orion vape, and then I was like, oh, I want one cool and like that, and then I tried to find one, and it was a shitty flavor. Well, you can recharge it too, right? So it does, like, yeah. Yeah. Like a couple days. I tried and true, even though the juice I have right now sucks.
Isn't that the father? Is that the godfather of this one?
No, what brand is that? Orion. This is an Orion. It's a Lost Mini. It's an Orion Mini. I have an Orion big one too, but I barely use it. I don't know if I can see your fucking hairy. Nah, I'm gonna crop it. That's all right. Which one? The Fly Grab it. It's right here. I did have some notes of some things I wanted to talk about.
My neighbor's cat's called Mr. Meowgate.
I know we talked. We said that. You said that. Yeah. I know. But what I wanted to talk about is what I saw recently on the other day while I was at a stoplight in beautiful Eva Beach. I'm in my amazing dad van, and I'm sitting at a stoplight. I look over to my left, and I see a mynah bird drinking water off the ground that was there from a car dripping. And I was just thinking, like, these fucking birds and their immune systems must be so crazy because they fucking can drink car water off the street, which has all kinds of shit mixed in with it. I mean, they live long enough. But then I started thinking about when I used to live in Waikiki and all the fucked up pigeons I would see. Like, that's probably a result of some of this car water. But, like, I remember seeing fucking, like, you guys ever seen a grease trap in a restaurant? I used to work in a hotel, and in the basement parking lot was the grease trap for the restaurant upstairs. And every once in a while, I would see a bird pop its head out from in there. I'm like, holy shit, there's birds in there. And they would come out covered in the shit. And it's like those birds, I guess, just have resigned themselves to a flightless life because their wings and everything's all fucked up. They just hobble their way out of the parking. But they don't fly no more because their wings are coated in fucking rendered fat. I don't know how often these birds clean themselves. Yeah. And then they grow 8 wings. But then, yeah, you see the birds with, like, the mangled feet and shit like that in Waikiki. Because they get, like, hair tourniquets, which is a problem with babies. I'm glad I know that because that's one thing you should always check is your babies, newborns that can't talk or communicate yet. Check their toes and their fingers because they might have hair wrapped around. If they're crying inconsolably and you can't figure it out, check it out because they might have hair. Parenting tips from Voices from the Planet. Yeah, I was just tripping. I was just thinking about this dirty-ass bird and the fact that they are drinking street puddle water. So gross. But it wasn't even. It was a minor bird. I mean, they must have, like, such... Their stomachs must be so acidic that they can break down, like, pathogens and germs and viruses or whatever. Or break dust, heavy metals. I mean, I'm sure it ends up killing them eventually. Fucking birds. I just want to shout out the resilience of our own sky rat turtle doves.
Bruh, I've seen fucking cats nab like crazy as shit too.
Yeah? Bird style, you mean?
Fuck yeah. Just like wrap the bird.
Whoa. You're shaking the whole thing, kid. Turtle dove, control your arms. What did that do? Did that do? Ah, fuck, who cares? This is Voices from the Planet. Nobody gives a shit around here. I know. So I was thinking once we have our studio, this is a little behind the scenes. Sorry, who cares? But I want to put LED strips along the bottom. We did, but I don't know where the fucking went after we moved. But I want to get LED strips for the bottom. No, fuck, they gone. Who cares? We'll buy more. We'll Temu it. But I do want to have lighting around the edges in the top and bottom. We might not necessarily use it for our podcast, but for others, they might say, "Oh, I like pink or fucking fuchsia." So then we can. But hey, maybe. But at least we can accommodate them. Yeah. It's gonna cost you $7 for me if we'll push the button to turn them to fuchsia for you. But anyway, yeah, I think that'll be cool to have some color. Yep. Oh, Method Man. Only 2 of those come off. Yeah. I don't know. LED strips would be cheap. No, not for lighting like this, but for this backlighting and like along the wall and like. You can dim it, yeah. But yeah, that was my thinking of putting that up there. I think it looks a lot better with it. Looks cool, yeah? Yeah. You know, since we were talking about traffic earlier, and in such circumstances you're relegated to driving at a slow pace. I was driving home the other night, not during traffic hours, and I was going like 60 miles an hour, allegedly, on the freeway. 65 maybe, but people were still fucking passing me like I was an old man driving, which I know technically if when people pass me, they're like, look at this old fucker driving this minivan. But I was just thinking how crazy it is that going 10 miles over the speed limit is not fast enough nowadays. Like, you got to speed it up. And it's like, bruh. Yeah. I know, right? Like, I know I'm allegedly was breaking the law because I'm going, because technically anything over the speed limit, they can get you. That whole, 5 miles leniency, that's just like, that's not a part of the rule. The law is, the speed limit is the speed limit. So if a cop wants to bust you 1-2 miles over, they technically can. It's a dick move. But they could if they wanted to. But just thinking like, if I was actually going the speed limit at the time of night I was driving and everybody's driving that fast, bro, people would they would hate me. You know what I mean? And I know you say like the left lane is the fast lane. But the fastest you should be going, even in the fast lane, if the speed limit's 55, is 55. The passing lane, because I always think of this in the zipper lane in the mornings, because the zipper lane now is 2 lanes for a lot of it. And I use that assumption. The left lane is for the fast lane. The right lane is for the slow traffic, and you pass in the left lane. And a lot of times, myself, I just stay in the left lane because I'm going faster than everyone in the right lane. It's not like I'm going to keep switching back and forth to pass people, right? And no, that's not. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, on 2-lane freeways in the main line, you're supposed to cruise in the right lane, and if you got to pass somebody, you switch over to the left and you get back in the right. So that way other faster cars can go, right? But again, those faster cars are probably breaking the speed limit. But again, laws, I guess, are based on enforcement, right? If nobody's going to enforce it, then what good is a speed limit if nobody's around to actually enforce it? For people like me who are just trying to be safe out there. And the crazy thing is, I was thinking, when you're high and you're driving, allegedly, like, it feels like you're going way faster even though you're not. So there have been times, way long time ago, when I've been driving on the freeway and thinking, like, I need to slow down, I'm going too fast. And then I look and I'm not even going the speed limit. And I'm like, bruh. So drive safe out there, or but I just I was thinking, like, what happened to all the stickers of slow down? This ain't the mainland. I know everybody driving on the road all the time ain't always tourists driving rental cars, and everybody seems to be in a rush nowadays. Oh yeah, our the little digital billboards for the alerts. But yeah, like, people don't. What happened to that sentiment of slow down? This isn't the mainland. You know what I mean? It's gone. And then I was wondering, what happened to Maui Built? Are they even still in business? Because they were the ones who made that sticker. And I feel like they need to step up and start pumping that bumper sticker, because so does that slow down? This ain't the mainland only apply to neighbor islands? Because I guess everybody on a neighbor island looks at Oahu as like the mainland, like, those fucking Oahu people. Yeah. How fast do you need to go? Like, what is the appropriate rate of speed? Because if you think about it, all our freeway speeds range from 45 to 55, except for... No, is it 60? On the freeway out there? Okay, there. And then I was going to say on the Pully is 60. Or not Pully, is H3 is 60, I think, too. So that's still 60. Like, do you need to go faster than 60? Why don't car manufacturers just put a governor that makes it so your car can't go faster than, like, 90? 85? Right. That's what I'm saying. But, like, why would your car... I mean, maybe you could buy those cars and take them other places that don't have speed limits. Or when you're driving through, like, Vegas. It's the thing. If there's nobody there to enforce it, is it even does the rule even apply? Right. Where do I find that law? You can't find it because it's unwritten. Yeah. But yeah, traffic, driving fast, podcast studios, just typical shit. Why, you still coming from town? Most times? Yeah, so am I. So it's still... actually, we don't have to drive all the way up this hill, which is nice. I don't know, outside in the big trash. But... what song should I put at the end of this episode? Give me a song that will resonate with the young crowd, Turtle Doves.
The young crowd?
Yeah, aren't you in touch with the youth?
The youth? I have a baby, but that's my...
That's as youth as it gets.
Man. You want something from Utopia?
Schizo by Travis. I don't think I can play that.
You said it resonated with the young crowd.
I know. But I don't want to, fall into their demonic traps. What, demonic? Maybe. Are you taking off then? I know. It wasn't that bad until 2 more adults came in here and it was like, bro, it's the body heat. Breathing up all my oxygen. All right, well, I guess I'll end it. But thank you for stopping by, Anu. Is there traffic going back that way? Oh. Hopefully not. I don't know. I looked at the Google Maps and I just saw red all around my peel, so. Oh, yeah. Good luck.
There was a zombie apocalypse and we needed to get to somewhere to bunker down our feet. I wouldn't make it.
Nobody could go anywhere. Everybody's stuck. That's why you need a 4x4. With fucking the deer smasher grill for fucking humans. All right, but. Bye. Poof. Did it scare you? All right. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you to the Grow Guru for stopping by. Thank you to all you for watching and sticking with the podcast. You're welcome. Thank you to our sponsors, the Grow Guru. I got them. Guru's Grow Supply, Pakalolo Seed Molokai, and Retro Hawaii. And don't forget, coming soon, the Come Together podcast studio in beautiful Pearl City. Thank you guys again. Yeah, that's it. Love you guys. Peace.